welcome back to your favorite motherfucking podcast.
Hello, what's up?
Happy Friday, y'all. I hope everyone is doing great or having a great day, evening, afternoon, whatever it is that... And my light ain't fucking on. Let me fix that really quick.
Whatever it is that my light ain't fucking on. There we go.
So, yeah. My light had to be fixed, but we're good. We're still going.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if everyone's still keeping up with the Gypsy Rose stuff or not, but have you been keeping up with it?
I did. I got to the to be continued.
Oh, okay.
Which I thought meant next week, but according to you, it's whenever the next season comes out.
Yeah, that was it. Because, so I watched, like, little snippets of, like, Ryan when he's online and he talks about, like, you know, the show and the portion that he was in, you know what I mean? But he was saying how, yeah, that's all that they recorded. He's like, and that's the end of it. So that's why I know that was the last episode. Other than that, I wouldn't have known, like, if that was the season finale. I would have been waiting for another episode. Like,
yeah.
Like you were.
I'm a little sad for Ryan, to be honest with you, how it all played out.
I am too, where I started kind of to believe, like, everything was, like, staged.
Like I don't think it was staged.
Like,
I think
like not staged, but like they were set up to be together and all that stuff. Like it just seemed like even like when she was with him and stuff, like he was always like on her and baby this, baby that, but she really wasn't. Like she was kind of little like
no, because she always wanted Ken.
Here's a kiss, you know, like I don't know. It just seemed so like.
Here's the thing.
Like pulling teeth, yeah, in a sense.
Like, I think that, like, for her, marriage while she was in prison, she still, I know this sounds weird, she still kind of had freedom as far as, like, her alone time.
Yeah.
Away from him.
Yeah.
And then coming out to the real world, she thought it was going to be like a honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, he's got to go back to work and he's got to function like a normal human being.
Mm-hmm.
What upset me the most was I know that her family was telling her, you made a mistake, own up to it, but, you know, you still need to live your life and be happy. And it's like, that's all fine and well, but what transpired after she left Ryan's house to a week later, him coming down and them having, like, this little mini weekend vacation to getting tattoos, matching tattoos a week later...
Yeah, I felt bad for Ryan because when he seen the tattoos, he, like, broke down crying.
Yeah, his mom had mentioned it, and he was like, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I did feel bad. Like, I get it, but also, you know, how you're saying about the parents, but I feel like the dad is trying not to be, like, someone to, like, telling her what to do in her life because she is an adult. But he also is afraid to make her feel like he's controlling her in a sense.
I get it, but Can I say good for Mia, her sister, for telling her mom like it? Yes. I feel exactly the way she feels.
It should have been Ken that told her, not you. I agree with her 100 fucking percent. Because, like, she told her, you had no business, no business at all getting involved or...
It's almost like she has more sympathy for Ryan than anybody else in that situation.
She does, and she didn't even really like Ryan. Like, she was just like, I don't know, he gives me a little bit of, like, weird vibe-ish and stuff.
And then when he was like, she's like, I spent, you know, the weekend with him. And he's like, well, did you guys have sex? And she's like, honestly, no. Lies. Mm-hmm. Right, but you went and
got knocked up.
Yeah, yeah. But if I was Ryan, just to put her through it, I'd be like, I want a DNA test to make sure that baby's not mine because I know you probably had sex with him a week after you left me, and that is too close.
And not only that, but I'm proud of him too for like the divorce. The divorce is going to be a long divorce. It's not going to be something quick where it's like, all right, sign here.
Right.
No.
She said 6 to 9 months I want to be divorced.
And then she's going to be with Ryan. Mm-hmm. But he's actually filing for what is it when someone cheats?
Adultery. But it's like you know how he feels? He feels like he never really was loved. How could you love somebody? And then she was still telling him, like, no, I do love you. But you're meeting with him and you're having a weekend getaway and you're getting matching tattoos with him. Mm-hmm. All in a week's time. You are obsessed with Ken. Mm-hmm. Stop lying and trying to make him feel better about it. Like, don't let him down softly. Let him down hard so the poor guy could move on. And be like, I'm an asshole. I never really did love you. I always loved Ken. You know, just be honest with him.
I agree. 100%. I think Ken, like a lot of people, at first he was like trying to say how he like left her because he didn't want to be like in the limelight and all these people in his business stuff. But now, like when that little snippet that they're recording of them together, well, they showed not shown scenes. Oh. That's what it is. They put up scenes of that weren't put out there.
When?
If you go on the Lifetime, I think website, they have it.
Okay.
So and I only saw a few of them because people on YouTube, like the T channels, they like shared it and they were talking about it, and they showed Ken like talking about it, like he's like, oh, like, because she was like, I don't know what to do because I don't want to sit there and have people say you're pregnant and I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not. When she's like, I clearly am. And so he's just talking. He's like, it is what it is. We'll figure it out as things come or whatever. But I felt like he seemed comfortable to be filmed.
Yeah, he did. But then they showed one clip of her crying, saying she's so afraid to mess it up with Ken.
Yeah, that was in the episode that filmed. But there, I want to watch the other clips or whatever didn't make it on the show to see like.
And it's hard when you are in the limelight, like you leave your husband and a week later everybody knows what you're doing. I really feel like if Ken was coming through, then he could have waited. He could have waited for you to find yourself. He could have waited for you to undo your baggage. Like, homegirl just jumped from one relationship to another relationship, and now she's pregnant. Like, and her dad even said in the episode,
don't go getting pregnant. Yeah. So when she found out she was pregnant, when she took the test, she was like, I'm scared to tell my dad.
Yeah.
I was like, this girl.
I don't think she ever really found herself, and she never found I need to love myself. It was just jumping from one person to love me to another person to love me, and now I just
feel like she never grew up. Like because she was in jail. You can't experience life in jail and be able to grow up, because that's how you grow in life. You have to go through things in order to grow from them and move on, and she didn't get that. Going into jail, she was 19 or something like that.
I think so.
But her mentality was like a little fucking 10-year-old.
Right.
So yeah, she was in jail and she like talked with other people and stuff, but her mentality coming out of jail is like 16.
But it's still not right what she's doing. No. Other people should be telling her, like, look, this person has valid feelings for you and he's heartbroken.
Why Gypsy acted like a whole dude and shit? Like,
a side note, her nose looks good.
Her nose?
It looks really nice.
That doctor did a really good job.
Yeah.
That's another doctor I'm going to have to put on my list. I don't need a nose job, but
just so you can recommend it.
So I could recommend it because, oh my God, her nose looks amazing.
It does.
And her sister wants to get hers done. I don't notice anything wrong with her sister's
She just wants to get the bump leveled. They have like a little bump the way that...
But hers looks fine.
Yeah,
well, maybe she sees it closer. Maybe she like puts makeup in it. You don't, you can't tell. Yeah, so I definitely feel for Ryan. I do. But also, he had to know what he was signing up for, because you're getting with someone from jail. Right. You can't have high expectations ever when you get with someone coming out of jail.
And look, I'm not bashing her because she made a mistake and realized that she really shouldn't have married him. And this whole thing that her stepmom was saying, she married Ryan because she was afraid to stay here or ask.
She wanted to be a burden.
She didn't want to be a burden. So you married somebody because you didn't want to be a burden? Like, what is that all about?
Pretty much for a place to stay.
That's so wrong. Like, I understand you're human. You made a mistake. Ken's the love of your life. But it's just disrespectful how fast it went. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. 100%. So, I don't know if you saw in the news, but there's a cafe out here called Cafe Dior, and they're actually getting sued by Dior himself, or themselves, by Dior themselves.
Where is this?
Here in Springfield.
No, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why you have to be careful when you're naming things, because, when something's trademarked, like, you got to switch that. Like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, for me, for instance, on my store, I was putting like the charms for the purses and stuff as gibbets, and I took it out because that's actually trademarked by Crocs.
So what
themselves.
Are we calling it, giblets?
No, I'm just calling them tote charms.
Okay. I would have preferred giblets, but
I just didn't want it to be like,
wait, what are they called? Giblets?
Gibbets.
Okay, so call them giblets.
I don't like that word, because when I think of giblets, I think of like little tiny poops. Like, like rabbit poop giblets. I don't know why.
I think of gizzards.
Ew.
I like gizzards. What are you talking about? Ew. Mollejas are great.
Those are so gross. And the fact that she eats
listen.
those.
Don't listen to her.
At first, it looks good when it's fried. I'm like, oh, that looks good. But once they told me what it was, I was like, ew.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least she ain't acting like Gypsy Rose.
Gypsy. Come here, saying Gypsy. Gypsy Rose.
I didn't mean that. I swear. I was thinking of gizzards and gypsy, and then Gizzy came out. Oh, wait. What did I don't even know what I said.
She's in a Gypsy situation.
But what I'm saying is at least you didn't make any rash decisions and be like, they look good. I like them. You're like, no, they look good, but they don't taste good. I'm sorry, Gypsy. I didn't mean to call you Gypsy. I'm so sorry.
Oh, my God. So back to the restaurant. I mean, well, the cafe. At first, when I seen it, I was like, yeah, right. But then I really read the article, and I'm like, damn, they really are. So they're going through court for it right now.
I wonder how much he's suing them for, did it say?
I couldn't. So it was a Mass Live article.
Holy
so on my phone, I don't have
smokes.
Mass Live, so I couldn't read the whole article. So
Right,
I
you got to
definitely,
subscribe to it, right?
yeah, so I definitely need to look into it because that was interesting.
Wow.
Like something in my hometown.
Right, you trying to
Some
have
drama?
a bougie cafe, you want to name it Cafe Dior. Dior's like, absolutely not.
Dior was like, excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
That name is trademarked. Bitch.
Right.
So now they're going to have to change their name.
Hopefully if they change their name, they don't get sued.
I don't know. That just reminds me of like when WWF, World Wrestling Federation before they were WWE, they were like that for years and years. But then the World Wildlife Federation or Foundation,
yeah,
they sued them and told them that they needed to change their name because they had that name before them and blah, 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 blah. But it's like they had it for so many years and they had to switch
If somebody tried to sue me, I'm like, I'm sorry, I'll change it. I'm not paying.
I'm sorry, okay?
I'm sorry, okay?
So this episode, I actually want to dedicate this episode to anyone that is going through some kind of addiction, or even if they're getting over the addiction or are recovering addict, because, you know, my brother's anniversary, his death anniversary, we of course, like you guys know, we pre-filmed, so it's coming up on August 1st. And so I want to dedicate this episode to him. And for anyone out there that's struggling, that is actually going through the process, or someone who has been going through the recovery process and they're, you know, still...
We're proud of you.
Yeah, we're proud of you.
Keep up the good work.
Keep up the good work. For those of you who've lost someone because of addiction, it's very tough. My heart goes out to you. Just, you know, try to be an advocate for someone that's, you know, in that situation or going through it. I feel like they need a lot of help and a lot of people to listen, I guess.
To lean on, support.
Yeah, because I feel like when you know someone that's going through it, especially when it's someone like close or whatever, you tend to turn your back because you're just tired of them doing the same thing over and over again. And so you just kind of like, whatever, they're never going to change or whatever the case may be. But sometimes they really do try, but they kind of, you know, it's the influences, everything that's around them, and they relapse very easily. It's a lot harder than people think it is for someone to get over or get on away from like that drug life. And so I would say take it easy on that person. Don't obviously be a pushover or an enabler. But try to, like, you know, stand strong, but also kind of be there in a way. It's kind of hard to explain, but I just feel like at times when they're ready to change, they do reach out and they try. And if you see them trying and they're reaching out, at least try to meet them, you know, halfway and say, hey, if you're ready to do this, I'm there for you. I'll bring you to the door. You know what I mean? And, you know, when you're done and you're out, we'll be out here waiting for you to help you keep going, you know?
Absolutely.
And also, if they are struggling with drugs, they also need to get the help for, like, the mental stuff they go through.
Yeah.
Because there's some people that do have schizophrenia that develop that stuff from the drugs.
Yeah. Keep that in mind because I want to talk about my 6 schizophrenic brothers.
Okay.
There's a series of a family that had 12 kids and 6 were schizophrenic, like severe to the point where their lives were just... And I learned a few things from schizophrenia. So we could talk about it when you're done.
Interesting. So, yeah, we can go right ahead into that because that's all I wanted to say was just I want to dedicate this episode to everyone that has some kind of, addiction.
And if you're not an addict, don't sit here and pretend like, anybody can change. You can stop. There's this YouTuber or TikToker that my older son was showing me that got purposely addicted to meth to prove to people that he could quit, and that all these people that keep making these excuses and they can't quit and they keep doing it, he was doing it to prove it. And guess what? He can't get off of it, nor does he want to.
Wow.
He was showing me like the before when he was talking about going on meth, and then he showed me at the end when they were interviewing him, and he was just kind of like out of it, and he said, no, I'm not going to stop.
Yeah. And another thing is, for the youngins that smoke pot,
be careful.
Be careful. That's how my brother lost his life. My brother smoked weed that was laced, and it was laced with fentanyl. Okay, a very tiny bit amount of fentanyl can kill someone.
Absolutely, that thing.
It can kill someone, dangerous. And had he not, whoever he got it from was someone who he trusted. At the end of the day, so yeah, I know that with his passing or whatever, there was more than one person involved. I've never really talked about his situation or what went on, but do I have suspicions of specific people? Yes, I do. When he passed, we had so many different stories of how he passed, where he passed, and none of it was true. So I think I will forever, because of that, I will forever be there for people that are going through some kind of addiction and be their like support system, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that they get tired of it, and I was one of them. Like, I grew up seeing them just constantly just letting their life whittle away decisions. Yeah. And after a while you're just like embarrassed, like, to get a phone call, hey, I saw your brother high on the ground over here, you might want to call somebody to come. There's been times where I have an older brother that also suffers from addiction, and we've had to go pick him up from certain places, on the ground or whatever. I get a phone call and I'm just like, it sucks. But yeah, I never talked about this before. But I feel like with my platform, we never got justice on my brother of like who did it and whatever like that, because we weren't able to talk to the investigators or anything like that ourselves. We were given the runaround about things and fake shit. So I was being told so much, and then finally, thankfully, I know someone that worked in the police force, and they told me that his case was pretty much like closed, and it was just ruled out as an overdose, when I was being told that no, it was being investigated and blah 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 blah. So am I cold these days with certain people? I am. But yeah, I just want to, again,
what the hell? Is that him? Yep. He is making himself known.
Yeah.
Maybe he's agreeing with what you're saying.
Maybe.
Because for that to happen twice.
Yeah. That's crazy.
That's my stepbrother.
I think he's, yeah.
That's your brother.
I swear we have something there that fell down, you guys, while I'm talking about this. And it's crazy. I think he's here and he's telling us, like, that's what it is.
He's making his presence known.
Yeah. He's making it known. But yeah, I will not give up. I'm gonna end up finding the truth, because the truth will always come out to the light. So just know.
God rest his soul.
Yes, may he rest in peace. But yeah, let's get into that whole thing about.
So I watched it a couple weeks ago. It's called like My Schizophrenic Brothers. So this was a family, and I want to say it dates back to the 1940s. Mm-hmm. It was like this guy who was like a hardcore Irish Catholic, and then he married a girl that wasn't, but she eventually converted, and they had 12 children. And 6 of the children became schizophrenic. Wow. And it was later on in life, I learned that schizophrenia can rear its ugly head usually between the age of like 17 to 26. And a lot of times a trauma or a certain event can trigger it. Like you could have it. Like I guess all of the siblings had it, but only 6 of them became ill with it because of certain things. Some of them were molested by their priest. Because, you know, back in the day, the Catholic Church and all the molestation with the altar boys and whatnot. But it was pretty scary. They looked like the perfect family. And then, you know, one kid was like, just like a star athlete. He was going to college. Ended up, like, being so psychotic. He would wear, like, robes and he would, like, act like he was, like, holy. But he became a danger. He would go after the mother and stuff like that. And then the other kids, they would do crazy things. I'm talking about severe. Like, they were institutionalized.
Oh, my God.
And back then, it was, like, embarrassing. They didn't want anyone to know. Like, you had to put your kid in an institution. So, the mother tried to do as much as she can to take care of them. One of the kids went off to college. He got married, or he killed his girlfriend, killed himself.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. It was intense. Like, I watched it a few weeks ago and I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, but you forgot about it?
Yeah, and so the 6 siblings that were left after the mom died, the mom said, please don't abandon them. But everybody did because they were so fed up with all the things they did, all the fighting, all the punching, like all the brothers like that weren't schizophrenic, what they had to deal with. So there's this one sister who is like me. I feel like she's like the saint for mental health.
Wow.
You know? So, like, she still goes to, like, wherever they are, she goes. Because she says,
like,
you know.
The
institutes, she said, you know, at one point they were good people. And then they just turned, and it's bad because it's dark. And the first kid would hear voices, and he was begging them, please make it stop. Like, please, I don't want to hear it.
Oh, my God.
Like, they were tortured souls, and I feel so bad.
But it almost makes me feel like, are they really suffering from schizophrenia or are they possessed?
Right. I've always thought that. And so there was 4 brothers left and 2 sisters, and there was only one sister. She would still go see them. She would be like, "Oh, you look handsome." She would help them. She would spend time with them.
Aww.
And then her son was showing like signs of like you know, just mental health issues. And her son was like 20 something, and he's so paranoid of getting it because he watched his uncles have it.
Oh, my goodness.
So living with that paranoia made him like kind of do things that he shouldn't do because he's so afraid he was going to become schizophrenic. But it's really sad. Really
I
sad.
feel him because I would be scared too. Like, when it's me, listen, any little thing, I'm calling my doctor. At this point, my doctor probably thinks I'm one of those people that's hypochondriac. I'm most likely put on the list of a hypochondriac because every little thing. If someone comes to me and says they have something, I'm like, oh my God, what were your symptoms? I'm like, I have that.
My coworker has a cousin that, you know, she showed me pictures. She was beautiful. She was a model, like I want to say like a fashion model in New York or whatever the case may be. And then schizophrenia hit her, and now she's like just like a shell of a person. And I mean, can you imagine though, like growing up with me, all the experiences, the happiness, the laughter we shared, that like, you know, I turn a certain age, whether it's 17 or 26, and
it's gone.
Like I snap and you're afraid of me and you want nothing to do with me. Like, how sad is that? Like,
and I'm sure when you go visit them, they're just like,
and some of them back then, they were going through like electric shock therapy to try and shock their brains, which sometimes they did, but then it was so painful for them because back then they didn't give you like a sedative or put you to sleep. And it's kind of like it works and it helps, but then you lose a lot of your memory. So it's just really sad. I really feel bad because they're tortured souls, and you know, some people would rather just, like, put them away. They're crazy. I don't want to deal with them. But it's like, you know, they were somebody you loved at some point, somebody that you cared for. And it's just hard to separate from some of those siblings, the 5 of them that were so bitter. They don't even care. They haven't spoken to them. They haven't seen them.
Yeah.
Because of how bad it was growing up in that household.
Yeah. That's so sad, man. Yeah. I can't even imagine, like, what that mom went through, because to have to put your kids in an institute.
She kept bringing them home, and she was dealing with it. She was dealing with one smashing all the windows in the house, another one choking her out because she didn't
Oh
want
my
to
God.
she didn't want to just give them to the state and then
Yeah,
you
because
know.
those are your babies. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? No matter what, like as a mom, you're just like, that's my kid. That's
Mhm.
oh my goodness. So sad. There was something. Where's my phone?
What Celine Dion?
Yes.
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 Let's
talk
talk about
Celine
that.
Dion. I was impressed. She sounded like
my
herself.
God, it was beautiful. It was angelic. It was gorgeous. It was perfect.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
How did she do it is a question.
I mean, I know she hasn't been in performing or anything like that for over 2 years.
Oh, wow. I thought it was just recent. I didn't know it's been 2 years.
It's been like 2 years. She's been going through therapy and stuff like that. But I know in the documentary she was crying saying that her life is on the stage and one day she wanted to go back. I was so happy. I was on edge. I was listening to her. I'm like, God, please don't.
I was waiting for like something.
Yeah.
And I was just like impressed.
The control of her voice, the quality of her voice. I was just...
Because in the show, the snippet you sent me where she was struggling to sing, like, it didn't sound like her.
No.
It was so bad. Like, I can imagine her crying. And, you know, because, like she said, the stage is her life.
Right. And not only that, how did she compose herself when she's singing? And even in the middle of it, when everything is going so well, how did she not get emotional and break down?
Oh, my, yeah.
It was just amazing.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful performance. I'm sure if I was there watching, I would have started crying because and now, like I've said before, a few podcasts ago or episodes ago, where I go to some show or whatever, and like if something like amazing happens, I start getting like emotional, like my eyes get all watery. So I would have definitely, I would have been clapping. I told my daughter because I was like, I want to go to a Backstreet Boys concert, right? Because they're someone I listened to growing up. So, you know, knowing that they're back out here doing tours and stuff, I'm like, I want to go to their concerts. So I was like, I'm going to be one of those girls that's in the audience fucking screaming and crying at the same time.
Did you see that show on Netflix?
Yes, I was just going to talk about that. Yes.
Go ahead. I want to hear it. I haven't watched it.
Yes, I was just going to talk about that. So I forgot the name of it. It was something about like boy bands. It was like a boy band, like how the reason why they pretty much like fell off or whatever, like the shit that
how
happened.
they were robbed.
Yeah, so Lou Pearlman is who fucked them over. He fucked them over big time. But the thing is, he was so good at putting boy bands together.
Yeah, he was, because he knew it was his gold mine.
So he put Backstreet Boys together first. That was his first boy band. He put them together. And what he did was he took a bunch of investments from people.
Dirty Pop.
That's
boy band scam.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and there was like all these people investing money, and he was so good at forging shit, getting like fake bank statements. Like he was just like he was like, he knew how to fucking scam.
All I saw in the preview was he made himself the fifth member. And he was making just as much money as all of them. Yes. And they're like, wait a minute, we're doing all the work.
Well, they were fucking busting their asses, performing, doing all this shit. And the first paycheck they got was a $10,000 check. And it was like a year later after they were like traveling to like, I think it was like, was it Europe? And then, you know, one of them was like, wait. Because they used to work at like one of them worked at Outback, I think. So one of them noticed, and he's like, how much do you make in Outback in a year?
Oh.
And when he was like, at first he was excited, like, oh shit, 10,000 and whatever. But then he's like, yeah, but how much do you make a year at Outback? And then he's like, oh shit, I didn't realize it. So he like, you know, they start doing the math, and they're like, hell no, this does not add up.
No, he just got it in a chunk, and they were young, so they're like, woo, $10,000, payment.
But he had all these people, but the thing is, he was paying like top money for like choreographers, photographers, fucking studios. Like he was getting all the top, like everything, and without money. He started all this stuff with no money. They did everything. He made everything possible with all the people he got to invest. And then he made up like this fake airline where people were investing money like crazy into this airline. So towards the end, so after he made Backstreet Boys, he was like, you know what? He started thinking ahead. He's like, I made Backstreet Boys. Someone else is gonna try to make another boy band so he made NSYNC. And then
did the same thing to
did
them.
the same thing to them. He did it to oh my god, a few people in groups. Like there was a group that where Britney Spears was in at first before, and then she left the group and she went solo.
Mm-hmm.
So she was in there. Like there was so
the corruption is real.
Yeah. So towards the end, they figure out that he was just like owing everywhere. He owed money everywhere. He owed one person finally sued him, and they're like, you need to pay me $5 million.
Ouch.
Because you owe me or whatever. He never paid that. He fucking paid him like, I don't know, I think only like $1 million. So he went to jail for fraud. He took out loans by forging like from one bank to another. Like he would draw like a thing to make it look like it's the bank's like little stamp
of approval.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was just like, what the fuck?
So scandalous. The greed.
But I have to say, none of them did say that he like, did anything to them as young guys or anything like that.
But you know how exhausting it is to be that young, to devote your life to rehearsals, to touring, to so much, to have everybody else reap the benefits.
So once Backstreet Boys noticed it, they fucking bounced. They were like, nope, we're done. They got lawyer involved and they left.
Good.
And he came out on the news and everything then, how he pretty much was like a scam artist or whatever.
I vaguely remember
Me
that.
Me too, because I didn't know who he was. And then when I saw like his face and stuff, I was like, oh my God. I'm like, that's him?
I've seen that mugshot before. Yeah.
But he ended up like fleeing after because they were looking for him because one of the guys that worked with him very closely died and supposedly suicide. But then turns out people were like, I think he killed them.
Oh no. Did they ever find him?
They ended up finding him, but obviously he went to jail for like owing and scamming and all that shit, fraud. So he ended up dying in jail too. Like he died in jail because I guess he ended up having like heart issues, and they put like
because he was older, a pacemaker.
Not a pacemaker, but like a tube thing that they put. Not a stent. I forgot what it's called. But yeah, he had like a nurse and everything. And that's a weird thing too about him. He never had a girlfriend, never had a wife or anything. So that nurse that he had that they sent home with him, like a home nurse or whatever, for the while that after he had that surgery. After that, he told everybody that was his girlfriend.
Was she?
And she said she wasn't, but she just played along with it. And he would send her like gifts and stuff to her house, but they were never together. Like she would just go with him places like his girlfriend.
Oh, well, I mean, she part of the scheme too then.
I was like, she's like, he wasn't a bad person, but he just loved like money too much. But what the hell did he do with the money is the question. Right. He had thousands. I'm talking about people were investing thousands and thousands of dollars. Like, what did he do with this money? But he was flashy. He would like buy like all the flashy watches, and so I guess in his house was humongous, so that could be it. Because I feel like when people become famous or get money, the first thing they want to do is buy this huge mansion.
They want to show
jewelry and all this stuff, and it's like, if shit goes south, how are you going to continue to pay for that big ass house?
True.
And
even if you bought the house cash, you still have to pay real estate taxes.
Yes.
And that's expensive.
Yes. And I think he got out of like tax stuff too because he was so good at fucking
becoming a fraud.
He was such a good fraud.
Scamming.
Like he was a fucking top-notch scammer. And I think he even knew like people in the mafia and shit. Like,
I feel bad for managers out there because some people are really good and they deserve the pay that they get because they do they orchestrate this whole elaborate thing and they help with the success.
Yeah.
But the ones that are greedy and the ones that are taking advantage of the talent is not a good thing.
Yeah, no. It was sad to hear and to see all that because I was like, damn, I had no idea that's so pretty much after that they continued and did like another album, but then like the groups kind of just like withered away because then the group thing wasn't a big thing anymore.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake went solo and then everybody else did their own thing, which is sad because I'm like, had they continued on with boy bands, I feel like girls today wouldn't be wanting to grow up as much as like.
I mean, they have the Korean boy bands.
They do. Not many people know about that, I feel. There's only certain kids that like.
Well, they do know about it. It's just some of these men are prettier than women.
They're beautiful. These Korean boys are fucking beautiful. Or men. I can't call them boys. They're beautiful. And just actually going back to the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC things, seeing them, like when they started, it was like in the 90s, like when Backstreet Boys started. So it was before I even discovered them. Because I came to discover them, I think it was like 99, 2000. When they became big out here. Because first they were big out in, my God, I can't think where they went. Whatever. Somewhere out there in the UK or whatever. And I was like, damn, I didn't know they were out there like working their ass off to become big. And then when NSYNC came in, it was almost like they had to go through the same process and start over there. But they kind of had their foot in the door a little quicker once Backstreet Boys like became big out here.
You know, what I think is crazy is like, you know, I think of the very first boy band that I remember. And no, it wasn't the Jackson 5. It was New Kids on the Block.
So they were also talked about on there.
Yeah? Well, did he manage them too?
He did not.
Oh.
Thank God. He did
but
not.
What I'm saying is they are still touring even in their 40s or however old they are. And people are just still, they love it. I think boy bands get old. Like, that was when I was younger. Like,
yeah. I just feel like the generation now, I don't think they understand or they would even care to go to see boy bands. I feel like everybody now is like they want that hard music and that music that's talking about like we talked about last episode. If it's not vulgar, they don't want to listen to it.
Right.
Like, you know, our generation, we loved some fucking slow jams. We love that love songs and music. Like now, love songs is about like, you know, let me go to your house and do what I want with you, pretty much. Let me Jeffrey Dahmer you. And people are like, oh my God, that was a fucking cool line. That line was fucking dope. They got bars.
He's going to be like, hey, relax. I just want to take a picture.
I just want to take some pictures.
Are you watching the Olympics? No, you don't like the Olympics?
Nah, I get bored.
Well, I just want to let you know that United States is leading in medals. That they have the most medals. They have 26 medals.
Okay.
However, China has the most gold medals currently. Do you know who Simone Biles is? The gymnast? Simone Biles?
Is she the one that was like arrested or something? Or no?
I know she took some time off for like mental health.
Oh, so then it's not her. Because I know there was somebody, or maybe it's not even an Olympics person, or it was like a basketball player. They were arrested in another country, and they were being held out there.
Oh, that was basketball.
Oh, okay,
It was like in Russia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Simone Biles, she got gold medal. It marks her 8th Olympic gold medal overall. That makes her the most decorated Olympic gymnast in U.S. history.
Oh.
I watched a swimming meet. There's somebody from the United States that was swimming. His name was Ryan Murphy. He got bronze, and as soon as he got out of the pool, his wife was pregnant, and she said, "We're having a girl." I thought that was so sweet.
That's so cute.
The United States, the men's gymnast team, they finally won. They won bronze, but it had been like 16 years since the team together had won a medal.
Okay.
And then let's talk about Leon Marchand. Marchand, I think that's how you say it. He's from Italy. Mm-hmm. He has broken all of. You have to know who Michael Phelps is, even if you don't watch gymnastics. Jesus Christ!
Olympics.
Even if the Olympics. So. Michael Phelps was known as the human submarine. Like, he had so many records. This kid is 22 years old. He has broken all his records. The way he propels in the water is insane. Like, I know I go for United States, but, like, when I watched him, I was like, holy crap. Like, he smoked everybody. Insane. That's all I have for the Olympics.
I don't watch the Olympics. I grew up watching it, obviously. But, like, as I got older, I just feel like it takes too long. It's too long for me. I can't. But then I watched the show, it's on Netflix, something 100, where it's like all these buff people go on it. Mm-hmm. I forgot what it's called, damn it. But I watched that and I love that show. Like, I've been seeing them go hard. I'm like, damn. But let me tell you, watching that show, there's been some hot Asians on there. I was like, wow. There was like one last season, and he was older, and he was a UFC like champion and shit. He was older, like I think he was like in his 50s, and he was hot. I was like, look at this old man. Well, he's not even an old man because 50 now is not old, but he was a handsome, middle-aged. I don't know what you would call it anymore. Guy, like
it just seasoned,
you know, because he's older, so
he's older than 40.
A mature man.
He's older than
he was
40?
50. He was in his 50s.
Oh,
and he was like in shape. He made it to the end. He was like the last two that were left, and he couldn't take it anymore after a while. I mean, the fucking things they do on that show, it's crazy. They test everything, like your speed of like running, your fucking how much you can fucking weight you can hold. Like, you know, there's bodybuilders on there. They'll throw in like a few like different other people that make it pretty far. Like they throw in dancers, actors, like people, anybody that's fit.
yeah.
It's crazy. There was one guy that was like, is that a sumo wrestler? Because his body had like a big fucking belly, and it just like it was just like on the thing. I was like, damn. But he was like an actor or some shit.
I meant to tell you, in the men's gymnast team, one of the guys is from Worcester. I can't pronounce his 25-year-old, but I can't pronounce his last name. Steven Nedor. I can't even say it. Nedorasic. He can't really see too well. He takes his glasses off and he's squinting, but he gets on that, I don't know what you call that. It looks like a horse. That thing that they get on.
It is a horse, ain't it? It's called a horse, no?
The thing that they get on and they start swinging and stuff like that. That kid crushed it, and he was from Worcester. I was like, yeah, I was all happy for them.
Okay, so the show's called Physical 100. So if you guys haven't watched that, please watch it. I love those type of shows. Like, I don't know, it's just to see like the strength that someone can have. Like I'll watch it. I'm like, there's no fucking way I could do that shit. I'd be tapping out in the fucking first 5 seconds. Like there's one where they have like a ball, and the last person holding the ball is who wins, but they have to wrestle each other. They're throwing the ball, they're fucking grabbing each other. Like I'm like, I would have been out of breath. I would have been tired. Like, all right, take the ball, just take it.
Yeah, it's like the women rugby in the Olympics. They were like grabbing each other's shirt,
and there's women
throwing down
in the show.
Yeah. Yeah. See, I watched the Olympics, and I like that I'm at home acting like I could do that. Like, I said something. I forgot what it was. I was like, oh, my God. Like, I would have just went for the full. My husband's like, babe, really? You can't even do a somersault, and you're over here telling me that she should have did a third flip.
Yeah. So, I don't watch the Olympics, but I do like watching like ice skating. I still watch that. I haven't watched it in a long time.
Olympics.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time. But like the whole Olympic show, I feel like it's just so long that I'm just like.
But now there's like categories. Like if you go on Peacock, you can choose to watch what you want to watch. If you only like swimming, you can select swimming. Like you don't have to watch
the whole thing.
Okay,
okay. Because I used to be like, damn. I'm like, okay, so now we're in the fucking basketball category. I'm like, where's Kurt Angle at?
Yeah. And they've added breaking. So, like, when the guys were doing their routine on the mat, when they were doing the flips, and they started, like, doing their breaking and stuff like that, like break dancing. I was
really?
Like, oh.
That's interesting. In the Olympics? That's so weird.
Yes. Yeah, they introduced that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like I thought Olympics was just sports, not dancing.
I mean, break dancing is very difficult to do, and so.
But it's still a form of dancing.
But there wasn't music, so they were just doing it as a form of like choreography.
Oh my God, that's even worse.
You know, they didn't have
no music like
doom din din doom din. They didn't do that. They were just spinning and stuff like that.
They were just spinning.
Not on their head, but like they're windmilling their feet or their legs or whatever. Anyways, when I watched the Olympics, I told Brayden, I was like, "Sup, you want to go in the pool and do some laps?" He was like, "Laps? We have a round pool." Like,
so, in San Diego, they had a Comic-Con, and Michael C. Hall was there from Dexter.
Okay,
the actual Dexter guy, and they actually leaked the little trailer preview, whatever you want to call it,
for the new show of the show that's gonna start soon. I told Lorraine, she was flipping out. She was all excited. She was like, a prequel or something like that.
A prequel.
Yeah.
Yep. So I watched it. I was like, oh shit. So you know how the whole like intro, the dun 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 dun, and it shows like Dexter fucking the eggs and the. So it's different. It's like when he's young, and it's like he's fucking struggling tying his shoe. Like, it was pretty cool.
I heard a lot of feedback when that last season when he passed away, and his son took over. People were mad because they were like, he is the show. Like, no disrespect to the son in the show, but we don't really care to see him. Like, we fell in love with Dexter. Like, he's our serial killer. So I think that is why they did a prequel, because they're like, people still want to see him.
So he's going to be on the prequel, I guess.
As he probably gets older.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But the thing is, we didn't see that he's dead, so, like, we don't know if he can come back or not. Maybe he didn't die. Everybody thought he died in the season before that last one where his son. Boat. So yeah, his son did shoot him, but who's to say that he did die? He survived the other time. Like, someone could get there and be like, oh shit, let me bring him back to life. But I feel like if he is brought back to life, he's gonna be in jail. Yeah. So it's like, it's kind of hard, but it's such a good show that. I don't know. I kind of been wanting to watch the other one that you said that is just like it. Because no.
The last season of You, that's the show I was telling you about, I didn't like.
No.
It was, I want to say it was like somewhere in Europe, maybe Paris, London. I don't remember. I didn't like it.
Oh, no.
It fell off for me right there. Yeah.
Well, another show that's coming that I watched, another little preview or trailer for, was The Interview of the Vampire, the show that I'm watching. It's so good. Now it's gonna be focused on one vampire, I think, called Lestat, which his name is awesome. He's like blonde and he has like these crazy blue eyes as a vampire. Do I think he's hot? No, but it reminds me of Interview of the Vampire, like the movie,
Brad
the blonde.
Pitt?
Yeah.
Was it Brad Pitt you're talking about, or
Brad Pitt wasn't the blonde, was he?
He had
he wasn't
brownish...
the blonde. He was brunette. The blonde one was the other guy. Because we had...
Yeah.
Damn, what was the other guy?
That was so long ago.
Oh, but I love that movie. That movie was the first movie I watched where I wanted to become a vampire. Like, I'm like, please, I want to wake up with, like... But then, like, that girl, because she was a little girl who became a vampire, it's like, she was going to stay little forever.
I'm trying to see who it was. Because, like, if you put Interview with the Vampire...
It wasn't Brad Pitt.
Isn't that Tom Cruise, right?
Tom Cruise.
Oh, see that? The dementia is gone, people.
Tom Cruise was the blonde one. So, yeah. I watched it, and it's pretty interesting. So, if you guys have not watched the show, I'm telling you guys, watch it. The first season is a little hard to, like, really get into. But just watch it and get through it. And then the second season, you're going to be like, hell yeah, this shit is fucking good. So, I'm excited. Nelson's excited to watch it.
Good.
So, I don't know any other shows that are coming out, but if you guys know anything that's really good,
that you want to recommend,
that's good and gonna get my attention, like, don't give me no teeny bopper shows. Like, I'm not about that.
I'm more into documentaries and like reality stuff and murders.
Me too, but I do love like anything that's vampire-y, serial killer-y.
The last time I watched any of that vampire-y and shape-shifting and stuff like that was, and I don't even remember the name of it. That's too bad. True Blood.
See, I never could get into True Blood, but when it comes to Vampire Diaries, girl,
I didn't watch that.
You need to watch it. Like, start that shit today. You're gonna be ignoring your husband for the next however long it takes you to watch it, because you're gonna be like, I'm sorry, I'm watching my vampires.
I can't even recommend like serial killer stuff and real life stuff, because I've probably seen it all.
Yeah, no, you need to watch Vampire Diaries. You need to watch it. Damon was like, ooh. Ooh, that
Isn't
man.
That who Loli liked? Ian Somerhalder or something like that? She swear that's still her man.
Oh, that man. And I wanted him when they did not the interviews, but the auditions for
50 Shades
of Grey. He auditioned and he didn't get the role. I'm like, why? Why? That chunk of a man. Lord. Jesus. But yeah. recommend stuff because I like watching new things, and even if it's like, because I do like things from like back in the day where it's like the wars and stuff like that, like kingdoms and shit going at it, or because I don't know why, but I do like that stuff. I guess I like anything that's bloody and
Gory.
yeah.
You like
I'm sick.
the violence.
I'm sick in the head. That's
well,
what
I
it
mean,
is.
I am too. I sit here watch kidnapping, murderers, serial killers, and I don't know why. I'm so intrigued by it. Not that I like it. Look, that's great. Somebody got murdered. Let's watch it. No. My whole thing is like, that person is so freaking sick. Yeah. I need to watch this and I need to know all about it so that like it's not going to happen to me or somebody we know. It's like you're glued to it, even though it's a sick thing and it's a sad thing. You want to know how everything unfolded and why, and if they caught that person.
See, when I watched Dexter, like, I was in love with him. And he's not like this handsome, like, oh my God, like my type of guy. He's handsome, but he's not my type. And I would always be like, I don't give a fuck, but I'd do him. See, I find out he's murdering people, I'll be like, I'll cry.
I remember when you told me about the show, I was like, I'm not going to watch somebody that's murdering. She's like, oh no, but he's like more like a vigilante. And I was like, okay, maybe I'll watch it. And I'm glad I did.
She took like 15 years.
I wish you could find that picture with the Dexter filter that you took of me.
God, I did. She gave her gloves and she had like these two frames. Her mom bought these clip-on.
They're like little tiny little fake Asian braid or whatever. They were so skinny. It looked like a toddler should be wearing them.
Oh my God. So I took a picture of her with it and it was the best thing ever.
Yeah. It's too bad we can't find that. I really hope you find it one day.
I have it saved.
Yeah, you just gotta find it.
An SD card, but I gotta find it. Oh, that was a good memory. We're August. Mm-hmm. Did you find out any like new things that's happening in August, like special days? So apparently National Lipstick Day was like this week. It passed and
darn it! I would have wore lipstick.
I missed it. But like I said, I want to celebrate some stuff. We were supposed to do a themed episode today, but it just did not happen. I don't know. I just have too much going on right now.
Oh, National Sisters Day.
It's this month?
August.
Oh, perfect.
I don't know when. It just says August 2024.
It's
Sisters. August 4th, Sunday.
Oh. So August 4th is National Sisters Day. So, I don't know, what should we do for National Sisters Day? I don't know. Call your sister, invite her out. Spend a day with her. Go bullshit. Go, like, sit on a beach, catch some waves. I don't know. But do something with your sister. I feel like quality time is amazing. And if your sister's too far, then, I don't know, FaceTime her.
And the second Sunday is National Watermelon Day in August.
Oh, okay.
National Ice Cream Sandwich Day. We got to have Lucas on this episode.
Yeah.
That's August 14th.
Yeah. So, speaking of Lucas, we're going to be going to New Jersey to a flagship store. It's the Spirit Halloween flagship store.
Oh, my God. That kid's going to be in his glory.
So, they open August 1st, and we're taking him.
He's going to be so excited.
Yeah.
You better take videos.
I'm excited. I can't wait to go because it's, like, the main, like, store that sends everything out and stuff. And there's going to be like other YouTubers that do Halloween stuff there. Oh, so
that's great.
Yeah, I figured, I was like, I don't know, but I need to do something with this kid for the summer that's like his thing, and that's his thing. Halloween, like he's been waiting for Spirit Halloween to open. Like this kid is on spirithalloween.com.
Yeah, he's ready.
Every day for the past like month, since July 1st, he's been on it.
He's ready.
And then he'll give it a little break, but he'll be right back on the website. Like, that's his shit. He loves it.
Ryan goes, Mom, do we have any animatronics in the basement still? I'm like, yeah, we have that jumping spider. He was like, oh, that one's lame. Do we have any other ones?
Well, I love that he actually likes that. And he was afraid of it before, right? The spider thing.
No, he still is. We bought it, and we had to keep it off so it didn't jump. He wanted it there as decor to say he had an animatronic, but like if it was on and jumped out and screamed, he wasn't happy.
Yeah, at first, when we unboxed it, Lucas was good, whatever. But after a while, like he would like
Get scared.
yeah. But I think it's like it would start doing it out of nowhere in the house. It was on, and like no one would be near, and all of a sudden it's like rah, and he was just like,
yeah,
that's creepy as
he
shit.
asked me, he was like, how did you guys have like those creepy animatronics from Showbiz before Chuck E. Cheese? The Showbiz was original. It was like the gorilla and stuff like that. It was like scarier, and then Chuck E. Cheese, it got a little bit easier.
Yeah.
So they watched that Five Nights at Freddy's, and those animatronics come to life. So it's like once we got the jumping spider, he was like, "Is that gonna come to life like when we're sleeping?"
So, Spirit Halloween has a movie which I had no idea about. Lucas was like, I want to watch the Spirit Halloween movie, and I kept telling him like, that doesn't exist. I don't think that exists. Like that's all I kept telling him. All last year he asked for it too, and I kept telling him, I'm like that doesn't exist. Like it's a store. They don't have a movie. So they do. They do have a movie.
Where'd you find it?
I think on Prime. He looked it up, and sure enough, he put it on, and the movie was playing. I'm like, what is this? He's like, Spirit Halloween. So there's a spirit in the movie. I didn't watch it from the beginning, but there's a little spirit that goes into every animatronic, and the animatronics pretty much come to life and start working.
So it's like a Five Nights at Freddy.
Yeah. Huh. Five Nights at Freddy before they did their... Yeah, so...
Oh, I'm going to look it up. I'm going to ask Ryan if
have Ryan watch it. It's actually pretty cool. Like, I like that he watches. It's very kid-friendly. I'm joking. It's very kid-friendly. Sorry. Not kid-friendly, because if they're scared of shit like that, then obviously...
But it's not gruesome and gory.
Yeah, you don't see, like, blood and all that shit. It's actually pretty cool. It's kids playing the roles. So...
That's cute.
Yeah. So I watched a little bit with him, and I thought it was, like, cute. Like a cute little Halloween movie that now I'm going to add to the collection of watching.
No, I'm going to look it up when I get home for Ryan.
I recently was watching Addams Family because, you know, I love that movie so much because I used to get called Cousin It when I was younger. And Nelson's like, are you watching Addams Family? I'm like, you know what? I already got to start the Halloween-y stuff already.
I have not watched those movies in so long.
Oh, no, girl. I watch it every year. I have to watch Addams Family 1 and then Addams Family, the second one, which is, I think, Family... Fuck, I forgot what it's called. But part 2.
I've only kept up with Beetlejuice throughout the years.
I watch Beetlejuice every year. That's another must.
I need to watch Hocus Pocus. I haven't watched it since the 90s.
You never watched the second one that came out?
I don't think so.
Oh, girl.
I need to watch it.
Yeah, and get Ryan to watch them. He'll love them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I'm ready for spooky season and summer's still not over.
You know when I'm ready for spooky season?
September.
When all of a sudden, no. It's whenever the shift changes in the weather.
Okay.
You know when you wake up and that morning feels crisp?
Yeah.
I feel like that's the end of summer. Sometimes that comes the second week of August. Sometimes that comes the second week of September.
Usually, I wouldn't get so excited about Halloween until, like, September got here. And, again, the weather would change, and I would fucking start squealing. I'm like, oh, my God, it's getting there. It's coming. Because I love the fall. I just love, like, I don't know what it is, but when the leaves fall and you walk and you take a walk and those leaves are crunching, there's something about that fucking just makes my heart so fucking happy.
I love early fall, but once all the leaves fall, I'm over it, and I don't like the time change. Then it's depressing for me.
Really?
Yeah. I love fall when the leaves are changing and when the leaves are falling, but it's like after Halloween, I'm done with fall.
Yeah, me too. It's not that I'm done with fall. I'm sad it's gone because you know that it's gone after that.
I don't like that part of fall that switches into winter.
Where it's cold.
Because winter technically doesn't switch until December 1st or something like that.
But it's almost like it starts right as soon as fucking the end of November.
Yeah. My whole thing is the time change. Like, I get that it's going to get darker, but I don't like it being dark at 4 p.m. I'd rather it be dark at 5 p.m.
I
hate it.
The time change for sure.
I wish they would do away with it.
I become like this lazy ass fucking potato.
It's depressive too.
Because all I want to do is just fucking sleep. Because it's dark.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, what the fuck am I gonna do? There's nothing that you can do now that it's dark outside. I mean, it's no different from the summer, actually. Because sometimes I'm at home and I don't go nowhere, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna go lay down in bed and watch TV, watch some Netflix or whatever. But I feel like the winter is worse because it's cold. You really don't want to go anywhere. You're really in your house. Like, at least in the summer, you can go outside and just sit out on your porch.
Although we had a super mild winter in New England last year.
Yeah.
So, what does that mean this year? Does that mean
we're gonna get hit hard,
or does that mean this is the new thing? Does that mean that
if it's a new thing, that'll be cool.
Yeah,
I don't mind it.
Yeah,
because I don't like that below zero shit.
Oh, January is brutal. January and February. Yeah.
I hate like when I would go to grocery shopping. I'm like, damn, I have to go, and it's
and
like
your fingers are
11
frozen.
degrees outside, and I want to cry because my boogers just want to come out, and I'm like, as you're putting bags away, it's horrible. So those of you that live like where it's nice out, I hate y'all. That's why I've always wanted to like move, but not be somewhere where it's tropical all the time, because I need kind of like that fall weather.
You just don't want the extreme winter, the harsh winters. Yeah. That's what. Yeah. Okay.
Like the extreme snow and like just being indoors depressive. Like, I don't mind like a small little blanket of fucking snow, but then tomorrow it's melted.
Right.
Like, that's what I like.
Because it's pretty.
Yeah, you know what it's beautiful. Like, there's no Christmas for me if I don't go outside and the trees are covered with like white, like, or little crystallized fucking ice on the trees.
When I was younger, I would look forward to snowstorms because, you know, you would turn on the TV to see if school was canceled, or you'd call whatever weather number it was.
Yeah.
And you're like, yes, whenever you heard it was going to be like 12 inches because you didn't have to go to school. But as an adult, it fucking sucks.
It sure does.
It sucks. You're like, oh my God, I got to go out every 2 hours and shovel. And I got to get a backy out of me. And it's like, no. It's not fun. Your kids, and then after you're done shoveling, your kids want to do a snowman.
And get all the snow all over the place. All the shit you shoveled is all winter shit.
I'm like, I've got frostbite.
Yeah. I definitely feel like winter was like the ideal thing for kids. I loved that as a kid too. I would be out there for hours just playing in the snowsuit. Yeah. Now I'm out there for like 2 seconds and my fucking spine feels like it's fucking falling apart.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
You gotta wear double socks because you can feel it in your toes immediately.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that the reason why the Halloween thing has become like way earlier now is because I have another Halloween fan at home, and I feel like he surpassed like my thing of Halloween. Like I understood. I loved Halloween, and I waited till it was here, but now it's like August 1st. We're starting Halloween in my house.
See, I loved Halloween because I love to come up with creative costumes, and I was so excited because I just like the excitement of like, oh, people are wondering like what I'm gonna be, and I'm gonna slay this costume. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So now I see that people are doing something called Summerween, which I think is pretty cool.
Summerween.
So you almost like, especially if people have pools, like they have like the floaty things that look like a casket, and then they'll get like the fucking skeletons and whatever. Like they have the coolest things. I'm like, damn, I almost want to have a little Summerween party.
You might have to for Lucas one day.
I'm gonna have to, because it looks like so much fun. I'm like, that is so dope. So I'm now that I'm thinking, now that I know that there's like Sisters Day or National Sisters Day, I think we should plan something and go to a winery or something.
Oh, yeah. I'd love that. I've never been.
Me either.
It's like, how am I 42 years old and we've never been wine tasting? And we've been talking about it for 10 freaking years.
We have. Every time we'll be talking about, like, we're going to go.
Yeah, let's plan it. Yeah, let's go next week. Next week turns out 10 years later. It's like,
we're going. Yeah. And I want to pick one that has, like, a very nice view. I don't want to go to one that's just a fucking barn and you're just sitting outside looking at cows.
Just drunk. You're like, oh, is that a Highland
because
cow?
If not, I'm going to get drunk and hop on the cow thinking it's a bull and shit.
I'm like, get off the fluffy cow.
Oh, those fluffy cows are so cute.
I know.
I actually want one.
Me too. I want to pet one. Yeah, Sunday, August 4th. Yeah, let's plan it.
Yeah, we got to plan something because I think we deserve it as hardworking
Too bad we can't bring the podcast with us for the National Wine Tasting Podcast episode.
I know. I mean, we could if they let us.
But we could talk about the experience. You know, we could talk about our favorite wine.
Yeah.
If we saw a fluffy cow.
We can vlog while we're there, and they can just watch the vlog on my channel, and I'll put like little snippets or something on our
That sounds good.
Yeah, we're planning it. We're doing it. When it comes to the theme that we're supposed to do, we still haven't even thought about the place we're going. So once we
let somebody pick,
because ain't nobody saying where to go. So
tell us where to go.
Tell us where to go because
Japan?
we want to go there. I'm just gonna pick a place. I think we should just go to China.
China, Japan. Okay, we could do that. But we're still going to India. Because I want a henna tattoo. And my friend on Facebook, her daughter does a really good job.
Who?
My friend Joanne. I don't want to say her last name, but I'm going to show you.
Okay. Because now I want to go get henna.
We're going to do it for India Day.
Okay. But I just want to get one regularly.
That's
India
fine.
Day.
So where we go? The thing is, it's so hot right now.
Yeah.
Like if we go to these countries and we want to wear like their hats or my wooden clogs, like it's hot.
Wooden clogs. You're not even gonna see your feet. I figured we can pick a place. I think I'm gonna go with China for the first place.
Okay.
This light is gonna be covered. It's not gonna be here. We're gonna do like a little thing here of where we're at.
A lantern.
It's gonna
for like the Chinese restaurant.
We're gonna put something here.
Oh my God, we can order Chinese.
Yes,
food.
that's why I said China. But I want the Chinese from Hamden. Are they still open?
No.
My heart.
They got in trouble for dumping their grease in the sink. Yeah, they're not there. But you want to know something?
No.
We shouldn't just eat this Americanized Chinese food. That's not what they eat. You know, they do eat their rice and like their stir fries and stuff, but who cares, right? We can still eat the egg roll.
I want an egg roll.
I'm
so sad. They were my favorite. They were my favorite from that restaurant. I'm so sad.
I can't find shrimp with lobster sauce, the New England style with the dark sauce anymore. That's any good. Everybody that makes it, it's gooey.
And they didn't go somewhere else?
No.
Do they still live in the same place? I'm about to go knock on the door. I'm like, excuse me.
I used to call the time. She's like, Ming Chow Garden, I'm going to help you.
Yeah. That is so sad. I'm sad.
Let us know what's your favorite Chinese spot. Please.
The only place I like is the Mandarin Orange. That's in Wilbraham.
I like that.
So I can pick it up
for the podcast.
Okay.
I still don't like their shrimp with lobster sauce, but I do like their food. Their Kung Pao delight.
And I like their egg rolls.
Yeah.
They have good egg rolls.
Okay. We'll do that.
But
when are we going to China? Not next week. Next week is Sisters Day.
Next week is Sisters.
So
we'll do the week after that. Yeah, that way gives us a little bit of time.
Ooh, I'm going to do some Chinese makeup because them Chinese girls do some pretty makeup.
Well,
or is that Japanese?
You're thinking of the Koreans.
Oh, oops.
The Koreans have like that glassy skin, and they do like
No, they have China dolls.
The geishas.
Yeah.
Yeah, where their face is all white.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm doing that.
Okay. What if like in the episode we kind of get ready, like make ourselves into like the geishas?
What if I just dress up as a sumo wrestler and come as myself?
I don't think sumo wrestlers are Chinese.
Oh,
they're Japanese.
Oh, Jesus.
I think.
Sorry. This is why we got to do these shows so that we can study the country and have facts.
Yeah. We'll get back to you guys on that. But yeah, next episode, we're going to focus on Sisters Day and we're going to dedicate it to sisters. And if you don't have a sister, we are your sisters.
That's right.
We're going to be your sisters that day. So make sure you come and celebrate with us. And I think I want to answer... like read like questions or stuff like that. So I'm gonna come up with something where everyone can send us in like a question or whatever.
One more question. Where is Squid Games from?
I want to say Japan, but I might be wrong.
Now I gotta look it up. And now if it's China, I'm mad because I sold my doll costume.
The doll. Can you imagine her sitting here? Oh my God.
Squid Games. What country? I gotta find out.
So what is that word? While she's looking for that, like what if anyone out there knows like a traditional Chinese dish? I know they do dumplings. Korea. They do a lot of dumplings.
South Korea.
And I'm not a dumpling fan. South Korea. I heard you like 8 times.
Well, why don't you acknowledge me?
I nodded.
You're looking at me. You're like dumplings. The dumplings. Dumplings.
I'm nodding, telling you yes.
I'm like South Korea understood. Dumplings. Dumplings. I'm like South Korea. She's like the dumplings. In your mind, you were responding to me, but all I heard was dumplings. Okay. You know, we gotta pick like a lot of different things. Not by a meal. We can just pick like certain things and we could try it. So if you want to try dumplings, egg rolls.
Yeah. We'll figure it out. All right, you guys. This concludes our episode for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And thank you guys for, again, joining us. And we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Goodbye, my friends.
See ya.